Oh, so it was a health thing.
Yes, because I was struggling this morning with getting up, going to the gym. Well, not just this morning, but for the last 2 months. I made a post how physical fitness has been on my mind, but the execution has been lacking, and I need
Okay.
some help. And I had to pray and ask the Lord to help me make it to the gym this morning.
Okay, and he helped you, didn't
Yes, he did.
he?
It took 3 hours, but I got some help.
It took that's long as you got there. That's what counts. Uh,
Yes.
yeah, Connie Whitman. Good evening to you. So glad to have you on, Greg, Michael, Courtney. Glad to have you on, and I'm Dr. Ken, life coach to you, Greg. I'm talking about Mr. Kenny Brewer. Don't be doing my whole name on here. But again, I'm just playing. That's what it is on here anyway. But again, thank you guys for joining in tonight. Hot topics, hot topics. The homegoing celebration for our brother and our friend, Pastor Connie said she needs to be going. Hit.
Honey girl, the early morning is the best for me. I have to get there around um 5:30. If I do it early in the morning, it's better versus trying to do it in the evening time. So yeah, that's my go time. Just go early in the morning, get it done, and get it over with before I get my work day started.
Okay, we got it. But again, the homegoing celebration for our brother and friend, Apostle, Pastor, the ambassador himself, Ricky Floyd, will be Friday. Will be Friday, 11 a.m. at Greater Imani. Greater Imani Church right there on Austin P with my other brother and friend, Pastor Apostle Bill Atkins, who will be there. The freedom celebration, homegoing celebration, will be Friday, 11 a.m. And the wake, the viewing of the body, and all that will be Thursday from 5 to 7 at Edwards, right there on is that Stage Road, right there down the street from Grady and Money.
MJ Edwards.
Yeah, Edwards, right there on is that Stage or yeah, I get them twisted sometimes.
Stage.
Stage Road, right there on Stage Road. Many times I've been there, and again, our prayers go up for his wife, his entire family. A lot of people have mentioned his mother. He has mother and sister and other family members that we're going to be praying for, especially the Pursuit of God church family, and they have certainly been celebrating the life. My lifetime coach, Dr. Ken. Thank you, Greg. They have certainly been celebrating the life of their pastor. I got a chance to check their services out on Sunday. Almost went, but my emotions weren't going to let me go Sunday. I had it in my mind, but I changed my mind. But I did catch it online later on that night. But again, we're going to be praying for that entire situation. Now, I did catch Marion, what's her name? Samantha Marion. She went to court today, and the district attorney backed out of something, and I didn't get the gist of that. Do you know anything about that I don't know, V.
No,
Walker?
any news today?
Okay. Okay, we digress and we'll move
Only thing
on.
I know, she got out on bond.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. I did. I heard that too. Davis Tammy. So glad to have you. And you guys stay right on. Don't go nowhere. We're gonna jump in and we're gonna talk about the wedding vows. For those of you see me dressed up, no, I didn't just come from a wedding. But I want to kind of dress the part, and I'm sure we'll carry this over because we got a guest coach on Thursday. But what else? Hot topic: University of Memphis Tigers. Coach Penn and Hardaway. They went to the finals and they won, and they certainly won. And our hats go off and for the entire team and everybody who made it possible to make it happen for the University of Memphis Tiger. We're certainly excited for Penny Hardaway and all he's done for that program, and we thank God for him. Are you familiar with that, V. Walker?
No, I seen that they won, but I don't know what did they win.
Oh, okay, they won their division. Basically, I'm breaking down where you can understand. They won their division, and we certainly celebrate the fact that they did win. Okay, any other hot topics we need to remember? I'm sure there's a lot of things going on that I don't know about. And again, uh, anything else on there? Because we need to jump right into our topic tonight. We're going to jump right into our topic. If there's no hot topics that we need to jump into. We're going to jump into what we're going to talk about tonight. I got this kind of this evening. I wanted to do something else, but we've been putting off this one here. I would love to advertise it a little in advance, but we can always revisit this one because it's a needed revisiting. Again, thank you guys for joining. Make sure you like, comment, and share. Make sure you send us some stars, send us some love. We gonna definitely need your support this year. We're planning on doing some things in person where you can get a chance to meet and greet V Walker and I as we sit around and talk about whatever we're gonna talk about. Munch on some
baby, a whole lot of hot topics. A whole lot of hot topics.
Absolutely, we're talking about doing a panel this year, so we look forward to doing some awesome things. The weather is breaking. Beautiful day out yesterday and today. Saturday just stormed all week, all day almost. So, have you gotten into this sun? I know you went to the gym, V Walker.
Yeah, I did. I was out in the sun for a minute.
Okay, yeah, I got quite a bit. Took 2 clients to the park, different parks today, and there were people that were out in droves, especially at Shelby Farms. And I'll do it again tomorrow. I went yesterday and today enjoying the outdoors. Okay, let's jump right into our topic tonight. If nothing else, make sure you like, comment, and share. Make sure you like, comment, and share, and refer this platform to all your friends. And we like, share, and refer. Thank you, and follow this platform. Tonight we want to talk about the wedding vows. The wedding vows. It's the funeral of it's the funeral of Pastor Floyd. Exactly, Greg. The wedding vows. That's what we're gonna talk about tonight. I'm gonna try to stay calm tonight because I'm gonna give you the Bible version of the wedding vows. Now I'm gonna do something just on another note, but the wedding vows. What are the wedding vows? Okay, where do we start? Where do we start with this? Let's get this clear right now. Marriage was ordained and instituted by God and not the federal government or the local government or Shelby County government. If you go down there on Washington, or if you go out there on Macon Road, Sycamore View, whatever it is back there, and get a piece of paper and sign off on it, it wasn't ordained by them. What are you saying, V Walker?
The street is Mullen Station.
Mullen Station, that's right there where the Pentaphone. Let me just say cross street from Pentaphone. Anyway, it's not ordained by them, but it's ordained by God. And we're going to go through, and I'm going to pause. V Walker going to jump in here, and let's do a disclaimer here. This is for married people, but it's really more for single people, because we want you all to know what you think you want to get into if you want to do it God's way. So just know we're not talking about this secular stuff. And that's why we wanted to bring it up tonight, and we will revisit this. There are 2 kinds of wedding ceremonies. A lot of people don't know this. There's 2 kinds of wedding ceremonies. Now, on paper, they call it religious, and then we have the civil wedding. You can have a religious or you can have a civil wedding. I've done both. Most of mine, 95% of mine have been religious. And religious meaning it's a Christian thing, it's a church thing, it's a God thing. Civil mean it's a wedding thing. Does that make sense? V Walker, you there?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, there's difference in a religious and a civil. Civil means it's just a wedding thing. And I used to be, a lot of people say, you married 127 people in your 40? Yes, I married that many. Now I got about maybe 25 of those because I used to be on the list of some wedding chapels here in Shelby County, and they would call me at the last minute. People coming through town want to get married. Some was religious, but most were civil weddings. Is it going to?
Civil simply means that they either exchange vows or sign just in front of a notary or someone that is authorized to witness it without the wedding ceremony or the spiritual or church ceremony.
Okay, Dr.
With
Russian,
house.
so glad to have you on, Prophet. Glad to have you on this other channel over here. Good to see you. We're talking about the wedding vows tonight. And if you want to join us tonight, you're in position. I would love to have your input on the wedding vows. But again, like V. Walker says, it has to do with the civil and not necessarily religious. And they may have God in it, they may not have God. And so and like she also said, a judge, some lawyers, some people with no republic, with that, different people can form those type ceremonies. But most of us, we get married by a licensed ordained minister, and I can go a whole lot of ways with that, but understand that there are two different kinds of wedding vows. Any comments or questions right there?
No.
Okay, let's go through a traditional. There are probably, I Googled it, they say it's over 100 different types of wedding vows, and we are definitely not going to try to go through all those. And we live in a day where a lot of people like to do their own vows. Personally, I've married people who want to do their own vows, and I let them do it. Some of it, I don't have to agree with what they're saying or how they say it, but at the end of the day, we're going to go through the traditional wedding vows. As a minister, I'm going to always go through them. I'm going to let they do their little cute little, your eyes was this and your legs was this and your heart. I'm going to let them go through all that. But at the end of the day, and the one I chose today is one of the three I use most of the time. And I want to pick the one I know that you would be familiar with because television uses this one as well. And sometimes people would like for you to take certain words out. Certain words I don't take out. If it comes from God's word, I'm not going to take it out. If you have a problem with it, you come to talk to God about that. Or I'm not the one to marry you. On wedding vows, it's thousands. Okay, we're finna get into that, Greg. Don't get ahead of me. Okay, the one I want to pick today, and I'm gonna break it down, and it starts off. If you're creative like me, I do it creatively. So I'm gonna stick to the script, but I'm gonna modernize it. I'm gonna have a little fun. I always have fun at weddings. You're gonna laugh. You might cry, maybe, but most times you're gonna laugh and have fun. The one most of us familiar with starts off with the man speaking to either the woman, and then the woman speaking to the man, or you can have the one who's officiating the wedding to ask you to repeat after them, and then they repeat it to each other. I'm trying not to confuse you. I've done it so much, it's like second nature to me to do it. Mashana, so glad to have you on tonight. It starts out, the traditional wedding vow that I chose to talk about tonight starts off, I, John Doe, take you, Jane Smith, to be my lawful wedded wife or husband. So when they gonna flip flop, we're gonna have a time for I, Jane Smith, take you, John Doe, to be my lawful wedded husband. Let's pull out the lawful part here. The lawful part has to do with, yes, the godly lawful part, but it also has to do with the laws of the land. There are certain laws of the land. If you're going to do the traditional wedding vows, there are certain things when it comes to the laws of the land that you have to adhere to. And I cover this in every council session. The law of the land, I talk about God's law and what God expects of you and what God doesn't expect of you in marriage. And then I have to add, because of my license, Tammy, so glad to have you. Because of my license, I have to add the lawful part. And the lawful part, I talk about divorce a little bit, not a whole lot, but I do talk about how important it is. Number one, most of them by the time they get to me, they already are engaged. I like to get you.
Go. Let me interject. Okay. Are you breaking this script down in the counseling session before they make it to the altar?
Absolutely, every time.
Okay.
Every time. Dr. Cole, so glad to have you on tonight. We're talking about the wedding vows, and you show that we love you. You're a friend of this ministry, as well as we're connected with you. If you want to come in and give your 2 cents, you're welcome to do that anytime. But we're talking about the wedding vows, and we jumped in with the traditional, I, John Doe, take you, Jane Smith, to be your lawful wedded husband or wife, whichever one is speaking to the other one. And the piece I always try to bring, like I said, I would love for them to come to me before they do the engagement, because the engagement ring, even when it comes to the laws of the land, means a lot. It means a lot because it carries a lot of weight. And you have to understand, when you give them a ring, it's a gift. It's something I don't care if you pay $1 for it or $1 million for it, it's theirs. I just said something right there.
The engagement ring, so they don't have no rights to ask for it back. Because I know people ask for it back.
You can ask for it back. They don't have to give it back because it's considered a gift. I'm just telling you what lawyers have told me. I'm not a lawyer. That's a disclaimer.
I'm here to educate the people, because we the people need to know.
Absolutely need to know. So I just want everybody to understand that how important it is. The engagement ring. Some people do friendship rings. They do friendship ring, then they do engagement ring, then they do the wedding ring. Some people always asking me, which one you wear? I didn't have much. I bought a little ring here. I don't remember where I got it from. But then I bought a wedding band. Some people wear the ring that you put on the finger on wedding day. Some females like to show off and wear theirs now, before the wedding day. I don't recommend that. That's just mine. Ain't no right and necessarily wrong, but I wouldn't recommend that they, unless y'all agree, because I've been to weddings where there were 2 wedding rings, where she will wear the rock as an engagement ring, and then at the wedding ceremony, she'll get a bigger rock. If you got money like that to do that, but I recommend you wear the band. I recommend both wear the wedding band.
Engagement band.
Yeah, the engagement band. Excuse me, thank you. Wear the engagement band. That's what I recommend. Go ahead.
Don't wear an engagement band. Only the wife, the woman, the fiance.
Right. I've seen both. I have seen both. Yes, Traditionally, yes, the woman is the one who wears the wedding band, but I've seen both. And nothing wrong with him wearing one. If he want to go ahead and declare his love for her now, I don't see nothing wrong with it. And they probably going to switch it up anyway. They're probably going to get some cheap thing to wear during the engagement period and get the real ring on that day. Man, back when you get no, you don't, Greg. No, you don't. Okay. I, John Dale, take you, James Smith, to be the lawful wedded husband or wife, and I promise before God and these witnesses. Okay. This is probably the most important part. I know as we go down, y'all want to bring me to break that down. I'm going to break that down too. But when you make these vows, the Bible says it's better not to make a vow than to make a vow and break it. When you make these vows, you're making these vows before God and witnesses. Even the state of Tennessee does not even honor a wedding ceremony or a certificate that you might get. Jessica, so glad to have you, unless you have a minister and a witness. And your bride can't be the witness. The only exception is if it's a civil thing.
Right.
Unless it's a civil thing. But if it's a religious thing, you have to have a witness, because on the paperwork there's a place for the witness to sign. Just said, hey Jessica. So understand, when you're making these vows before God, and you're making these vows before witnesses. And Miss Thing, you want to have this $50,000 wedding and invite everybody and their mama to witness this wedding. And if, God forbid, I'm going to talk about that in a minute, if it does not work, you just did what? What did you just do, V. Walker, when you did that?
Threw away and wasted $50,000.
Look at you thinking about money all the time. Yeah, that too. That too. You just wasted $50,000. And she said, but what I was kind of looking for was, you've done all this show. You got $100,000 ring. You done spent tons of money. And the first time you have a hiccup in your marriage, you're ready to throw in the towel. Somebody put in the caption, every marriage has hiccups. I don't care how perfect y'all think Barack and Michelle is, they have hiccups in their marriage. Everybody have them. And if I posted some things, I'm going to post some more things. If you are a quitter, you don't need to be married. If you can't take nothing, you don't need to be married. I can go all night with these things.
right there. Because I'm going to tell you something. Nowadays, with this new generation, everybody is quick to give up. Everybody's quick to quit. Everybody's quick to walk away. And they think that it's just easier to start over, easier to go find somebody else, or life would be better with someone else. And I think that because they're not told or taught or talked to or coached or mentored by married people that, oh, I'm having problems or issues, if it can't be fixed within a certain length of time or within this conversation, maybe it should just be over. There are a lot of people that just give up so quick because they don't know how to have, they don't have great communication skills, and they're not good with conflict resolution. So if you're not good with conflict resolution with your family members, your friends, your associates, on the job, if you're not good with communication and conflict resolution, then marriage will definitely not work for you, because you're going to have some disagreements and you're going to have some misunderstandings. So if you're not good with working those things out and getting through them, then it's not going to work, and you're going to be considered a runaway bride or a runaway husband, or a walkaway bride or a walkaway husband, and it's going to continue to be a cycle. A lot of people just don't believe in sticking and staying. They don't believe in working things out. So that is a lot of issues in today's marriages.
It is, but it's in your vows. We're gonna get down to it in a minute. But again, sticking and staying, waiting before God and witnesses, it's lawful. And then we're gonna get into this. I stay with this witness thing because it is important. Because some people believe when you marry that person, you just marry that person. Some people don't believe that. Some people believe that you married them and their family. I kind of believe the latter. I do. That's just me. That's an opinion.
I think there has been mixed understandings when it comes to that. Even I've heard preachers say it both ways, and no one has really made it plain to me which one is right and which one is wrong, or is it a preference thing or is it a God thing? Because for me, I don't know if I believe you married a person and the person only, or if you married a person in the family.
Okay. Again, let's. I'm just gonna clarify why I say that. Sanu, those of you on international, I see y'all coming, but I'm trying not to distract everything. Let me tell you why I lean more toward the fact that you married a family. Because let's start with the wedding ceremony. Who's going to give the bride away? And we're going to talk about that if you're quick to run away. Yeah. Who's going to give the bride away? Some family member. If the father's not available, Kevin Phipps, so glad to have you. We got to have you back on as a guest. Irene, so glad to have you. Y'all popping up on me tonight. We talking about ZZ, so glad to have you on tonight. Give me a call. We need to catch up on some things. We talking about the wedding vows tonight. We talking about the wedding vows. We talking about the wedding vows. Somebody has to give that bride away. And most of the time, it's traditional that the father does it. If the father's not alive, the next person could be the older brother or an uncle. I would put the uncle before the older brother. Somebody have to give her away. And so
that is her son, if she has one.
Yeah, a son. Yeah, son or brother. And that's left up to, the discretion of the bride. But you have to be careful and get counsel when it comes to that. Because you can make a whole lot of people mad. Doing weddings and funerals, you can make a whole lot of family members mad. You can make, if you do that the way they thought you shouldn't have did it. Remember we talked about a couple months ago, Ronnie, so glad to have you on tonight. And we talked about that a couple, maybe less than a month ago, how a story that went viral about a biological father was tripping about the stepfather. The daughter wanted the stepfather to give her away versus him, but he was the one was there the most. So that could get real sticky. For those of you just jumping in tonight, we're talking about the wedding vows. Or the grandfather. You're right, Greg. Thank you. We're talking about the wedding vows, and I just used one of the 5 traditional ones, and we're over here too. I, John Doe, take you, James Smith, to be my lawful wedded husband or wife, and I promise for God and these witnesses. That's where we got stuck. I promise to do what? Now, these things are subjective that I'm finna get into. People like to leave certain things out because we don't know how to do that no more. You call me old school, old fashioned, whatever. The Bible says these are, number one, I promise to love you. Now, it's hard to just say, and I break down love when I do counts, because you're probably going to get 3 sessions out of me, not because I need the money, but because you probably need this advice. Because love is more than a feeling. Because feelings are fickle. The real marriage starts after the ceremony. Absolutely, Kevin. It does. And so love can be subjective. It can be misconstrued. Y'all need to quit listening to Beyonce and all these other people when it comes to love. I'm not saying they don't know what they're talking about, but I am saying that love to one may not be love to another. But the Bible talks about the different types of love. Lee, so glad to have you on tonight. So understand the wedding vows always start off with love. What are your thoughts on love, V?
You have to really understand and know what love is. A lot of people can't explain love. A lot of people don't know what love is. But what I have learned is, in order to know love, you have to really know the different definitions of love as it relates to the Bible and the scripture.
Mm-hmm.
You to be loving a person the way God say love a person.
Mm-hmm.
Know what God say love is before you can really love a person.
Absolutely. Okay, so everybody understand that. Well, V, you're certainly right. So part of the vows that you're gonna take before God and man, like I said, it's gonna vary, depending on which vow the minister pick or y'all agree on. I promise to. You're gonna promise to love. You're gonna promise to honor. Everybody don't understand what honor is. Honor is not just for the wife, brothers, to honor you, but it's important that you honor her as well.
Absolutely.
Love goes both ways, like honor goes both ways. Most people are in lust and in infatuation, not love, because if their love was based on God's definition of love, love would not hurt. Love, exactly. Ronnie, thank you. Love is to love past people's faults. Absolutely. That's true love. That's agape love. That's a God kind of love. Most of these people who get married, they're not getting married based on none of this here. And they always want to use a licensed ordained minister. They always want to use our sanctuaries. They always want to do these things. And most of them don't even go to nobody church. Y'all ain't said nothing yet. Throw some hearts, some thumbs up or something. Most of them don't go to nobody church. Matter of fact, they'll be tearing you down like they doing my friend now with their mouth. But they don't have a problem with using our churches and using our licenses and ordination. I stopped doing it toward the end. Maybe that's why God told me to have me retire after 30 years. Because I don't need your little $500 to use my building. I just don't need it like that. Because I'm just saying that, and love, honor, obey. This is the problem with, I'm sorry, a lot of ladies have a problem with the obey things when it comes to that. That don't mean treat her like a child, brethren.
But it goes both ways.
It does go both ways, and that doesn't mean, I was finna say that doesn't mean, sister, treat him like he's your son. Well, he needs to act more mature. Let me put it like this here. Well, however he's acting when you got married, he was probably acting that way before you got married.
Keith Harris said love is a spiritual gift.
It is a spiritual gift. Exactly. Love is more spiritual than it is anything else. It's lust that creates soul ties and it keeps us in entanglements. Exactly. It needs to be love. Now, I don't have time to now on this platform. I'm sure we got guests next week. I'm sure we're going to carry some of this over because he's a life coach too. We're going to talk about difference in love and in love. That's going to take up too much time because y'all going to have a million questions when it comes to that. But we sticking to the vows tonight, which tell us how important it is for us to love, honor, obey, and cherish. Let me back up this obey. Obey doesn't mean when I tell you to go empty garbage, I mean you empty it now. No, ain't nobody doing that. Ain't nobody doing that. You know what your, Shirley, so glad to have you. You know what your responsibility is. International, glad to see y'all come in. Instagram, glad to see y'all come in. You know what your responsibilities are. Do them. Clarify that up front. Now, we live in the modern day, and y'all can try to flip flop if you want to. Where's a man's job to take the garbage can out? Where's a woman's job to cook? Where's a man's job to do all the driving? Where's a woman's job to... Y'all stop this. Y'all stop it. We live in a new day. If you ask me those kind of questions, especially as a life coach, it depends on what works for you. It depends on what works for you.
All about teamwork.
Yes. That don't make you weaker, because when I was pastoring full time, my wife drove most Sundays so that I can have my mind clear, to preach the word of God. I always drove home, but she drove most Sundays. And sometimes I put one of the children up front and I ride in the back. Ooh, what kind of pastor would have his wife drive him? This kind. Frida, so glad to have you on. That worked for me.
And love your wife as Christ loved the church. Mm-hmm. Now that is the ultimate definition of love when it comes to marriage.
It is. Kevin Fifth, you're about to open up a can of worms, because I say that because I got scriptures. We ain't going to get into them tonight. I'm gonna delegate a time to get into that, because I'm going to say some very controversial things when it comes to the wedding ceremony. I've only been to 2, and they just happen to be African weddings, and a lot of people looked at it twisted. But when you think about the wife in the Bible, Kevin, help me out, Rodney, help me out, and people do it the way you do your wedding ceremony, pretty much the way you want to do it. As long as it ain't too strange, I'll do them for you. I've seen some things that I wouldn't have did, but they wanted to do it, and it went that unorthodox. The wife in the Bible is symbolic to the church. The husband in the Bible is symbolic to Jesus.
That's right.
Jesus, Mario, glad to have you. Jesus is coming for his bride. Let me say that slow. Jesus, in the last day, when he bursts through the cloud, the real wedding ceremony is going to be Jesus coming for his bride, the church. Let me ask this question. Based on Western traditional wedding ceremonies, why does the bride come to meet the church? Why does the bride come and meet Christ? Why does the woman walk in and not the man? Who's coming to get who? Most wedding ceremonies are 95% about her and not about him. Oh, I just said something. I knew that throw you off every time I talk crazy like that. And what is the man? He come from the side somewhere. He already standing there.
You getting too deep.
I know. I'm gonna have to break it down the script. I'm not saying it's a right and wrong way. You do it any way you want to do it. Les is glad to have you. You do it any way you want to do it. But my thing is, if you're talking about, I'm gonna do it according to the Bible, okay, do it that way. Have not, haven't. Okay, I don't know what that means. Okay, John Doe. For those of you just joining in, we talking about the wedding vows. You see me dressed up with my tuxedo and my little bow tie. I'm trying to be symbolic to the bride. I could have wore a robe and been the minister, but tonight I'm the groom. Okay, love, honor, obey, and cherish. What does cherish mean to you, V. Walker?
Respect.
What else? Give an example. Give an example.
Treat delicately.
In
other words, when you cherish something, you really you protect it. You love it, of course. You preserve it. It's all about the respect and for me, when you cherish something in relates to a person, you're going to protect it, and you're going to shield it, and you're going to always make sure that it's safe and good.
Cherish is something you want to hold on to forever and handle with great care.
Exactly.
That's what Irene said. Cherish means a lot of things. I open the door for my wife because this is just an example. I open
Yeah.
my wife for my wife. I open the door to the car for my wife because I cherish her safety. You are a
Right.
good steward of it. Yes, that's good, Keith. Yes, you are a good. You cherish that both. They go both ways. A wife should cherish her husband. A lot of people make
Right.
a lot of big deal about when you go to certain households, you find the wife cherishing the fact is we're not gonna eat until my husband get here, or my husband loves the breast, and that's the one he's going to get. Y'all ain't said nothing yet. Okay, so I know that's kind of trivial
Yeah.
to some.
So can hold
You breaking
more
up
affection for.
in affection for it. Okay, cherish is affection for. Okay.
Hold it or feel affection for.
Or feel affection for. See, when you cherish, when you love, you honor, you obey, certain words don't come. I'm finna hit you where you hurt. Certain words wouldn't come out of your mouth about the one you love. Well, everybody get mad and say things. Yes, everybody does from time to time. But if every other week or every other month I'm a son of a whatever and a witch with a beat, are you really loving? Are you really honoring? Are you really obeying? Are you really cherishing that person? Ooh, it always gets quiet when I go there. It always gets quiet and we talk about this in counseling. Cherish and support each other. Watch this. I always use to support each other for better, for worse. Let's stay there right there. Support men. Y'all know I focus on men. Men, it's important that we support our wives in their vision and what it is they want to do. Don't you be so macho and don't let your ego get so in front of you that you're afraid that if you support her, that she's going to some kind of way pass you up. Y'all supposed to be one. So ain't no passing up. But I know a lot of times y'all go in with this division. And if you go in with division, it's so hard to bring that division to one. That's why you don't need to go in with all this division. This is your money. This is my money. This is your car. This is my car. Now, some people can work like that. I never did it because I didn't think the word.
But that kind of just they not team players. Either one of whether it be one or the other or both. If you're so divided or into this is yours and this is mine type thing and nothing is together, then you're not really a team player and that's not really a union or unity or unit. So you have to know that marriage is one, meaning there's a union. Two people being one is a union. There's a unity between two people. So you have to understand the whole symbolism or the symbolicness of marriage.
Exactly. It's to support one another. I'm telling you, if we follow these vows that we made, and nobody's gonna get it to the T. Ain't nobody gonna be perfect in this. You ain't gonna get it 100%. But if we follow the close, I'm inclined to believe that most of us don't even follow this 50%, maybe 60. But my point is, divorce rates would be so low if we don't forget that we love one another.
To get this type of understanding of the vows. So when you're not going through counseling to even see if you have a potential marriage, if you're not going through counseling to see and get the breakdown of what the vows really mean and what it stands for, then you're just getting married just to say you're married. You're just doing something, just doing something. So it's very important that they take marriage serious versus just doing something to be doing it. Because if you're understanding the vows, then it wouldn't be so many divorces.
If
you're understanding the vows, then you will know if this is something you really want to do before you do it, before you spend the $50,000, before you spend the $100,000. So yeah. That's the thing.
It is the thing. And again, since you brought that up again, Liddell, so glad to have you on again this week. Bless you, sir. Irene, I said a lot. Joel, so glad to have you on tonight. It's supposed to be one vision, Irene says, and one leader. If you're including Christ in it, Irene, I agree with you, because Christ is the head of the body. It's the head of the marriage. It's the head of everything. As long as he is following Christ, you follow him. That's the way I teach it. When he stops following Christ, you don't have to follow him. Tell him Bishop Brewer said that.
Say it again real loud.
Okay, I'm saying it real loud. Christ is the head of marriage. Christ is the head of the home. As long as the head, who's supposed to be the husband, as long as he's following Christ, you're supposed to follow him. When he stops following Christ, you stop following him. I ain't telling you get divorced. I ain't telling you separate. You can just say, baby, let's go to the Bible. Let's make a conversation with our pastor, because I'm not bringing another person in our bedroom. That's not Christ-like. Yeah, I just said something right there. And both, I just use that for an example to say, I'm the man. You supposed to do what I'm supposed to do. Yes, my body belongs to you. I ain't got no problem with that, baby. Your body belongs to me. I ain't got no problem with that. But nowhere in the Bible does it say our body belongs to a third party. Don't get quiet on me now. I'm not talking about you, V. Walker. Don't get quiet now, because I'm preaching.
You better preach. You better tell the people.
Both can't lead, Irene said. Long as we follow in Christ, that answers that. Women want to lead, and we out of order. You are out of order. I don't care how much more money you got than he does. You're out of order, according to the Bible. If you don't want to do it according to the Bible, go down to, what's that address down there with them judges? That civil address on Watch, not 201, the other.
140.
One what?
140 Adams.
Go to 140 Adams and let one of them judges marry you. And y'all can do what the hell you want to do in your marriage. Have two spouses and all. No, don't try to do two spouses. You're going to go to jail. But at least this what they call it, polygamy. What's that other word they call it? The man got two women and all that kind of stuff. If you want to do that across the street. Don't do that.
They polygamous, and it's called polygamy when he has more than one wife.
Well, you can't marry in this country and have more than one wife unless you mess around and get caught.
Both of them have one in the U.S. and then one in another country.
Yeah, exactly, because you can become a citizen of another country and marry, yes, in that country, then come on here and marry and have two. Yes, you can do that.
And have more than one wife or girlfriend or whatever you want to call it in the U.S. They just don't. I don't think they get married because you can't. Because it'd be called. What is it called when you have more than one or two when you have more than two wives in the U.S.? It's a B word. Ain't it called
bigamy?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. You can't legally have it. But
no.
Again. But let me tell you what they do. They find them some jackleg, probably satanic preacher somewhere who would do some kind of fake. They ain't gonna have no paperwork. Some kind of do you promise for God? And they'll say something crazy, and they call themselves marriage. They'll change rings and everything. It's not legal though. It's not legal, but they do that kind of stuff. I've been asked to do that twice.
But they talk about that more and more nowadays.
Oh yeah, it's a big thing now. It's really trendy for people to do that. We're talking about the wedding vows. For those of you who came in, if you're single, I'm glad you're on here tonight. I want you to know what you're getting into. And if your significant other, your boyfriend, or whatever your future person, whoever you might want to marry one day, get counseling. Get counseling. Okay, cherish and support each other for better, for worse, for richer, for poor, in sickness and in health, as long as you both shall live. Better or worse? What is better and what is worse? Mark, so glad to have you on tonight. What is better, for worse, for better, for worse, for richer? What's that? Hello?
Which one you want?
Let's do better. I'll do worse. You do better and worse.
Better is when everything out good. Worse is when things going left.
Mm-hmm.
Better, everything is up. Worse is when everything going down.
Okay, what do?
You're supposed to work it out. You're supposed to figure it out. There's supposed to be a vision and a solution.
Exactly. See, I want you to notice the wedding vow. Like I said, I'm going to break the scripture down at a later date. When you loving one another, when you honoring one another, obeying one another, cherishing and doing all these other things above, if, somebody say if, worse comes, you come together and you make it work.
Absolutely.
I dealt with situations. Matter of fact, I dealt with a situation similar to what I'm going to tell you last year. They were just engaged. I'm glad they didn't get married because the question came up, and these are well-to-do people. What if he falls on hard times and make a bad investment or something like that, and you have to pick up the pieces until he can get back on his feet? Man, what would you do? I ain't gonna take care of a grown man. I'ma leave. I told him, brother, run, Forrest, run, cause it could happen.
He didn't marry her.
No.
But why didn't know that before they made it to counseling?
Because it never came up. I'm a fool when it comes to it, and I obey the Holy Spirit. I'm a fool when it comes to that stuff. I just happen to bring that example up. Yes, you're right, Jessica. Please get counseling, and you may find out you on the right track. Go get married or run. You are all aren't meant to be married, and it's okay. So hopefully you start out being friends anyway.
Right.
And then you elevate it to something else. It's okay if that's all y'all were meant to be. For better, for worse, for richer, for poor. This part, because people say I'm a prosperity preacher. I preach prosperity a lot. I don't confess poverty over nobody's life. But if for some reason it happens, see that's that love the grandmama them had that a lot of these last 3 generations y'all don't have. Grandmama gonna stay there. Let me tell you why Big Mama them stayed there. I'm probably the oldest one on this platform tonight. They stayed there for the family. They stayed for the sake of the family. We don't do that anymore.
And that's what matters. That should be what matters the most.
It should be. Did y'all not know, even when it comes to slavery, that's where the word mammon came from? The word mammon came from a mother who didn't take care of their children, didn't do whatever necessary to take care of their children. That's where the original word came from, mammon. I'm just saying. Did you think about the children? Now, don't nobody inbox me. Don't nobody jump on here saying, well, I got children, but I ain't going to keep getting jumped on. Ain't nobody talking about no fighting. We ain't talking about that. We ain't talking about that. We ain't talking about nobody molesting your children. We ain't talking about that. We ain't talking about that. Y'all know we ain't talking about that. But some of y'all, don't ask me these questions. I had somebody ask me this again recently. Is this a ground for divorce? What? Cheating? I said no. Ooh. I'm through. I don't know. I can't believe I said that because it's going to open up a whole nother Pandora's box. Probably going to lose some viewers. And if you want to know why I say that, book a session with me. Why I say that? Because
I say no too.
Yes, I say no. Because you need to get to the root of why it happened. Now, if you married a dog, that was your fault for marrying a dog.
In the beginning, exactly.
You shouldn't have married a dog. You need to ask the right questions. And I'm going to go back to the VOWS. I have to get this out because it keeps coming up in my spirit. Say, what? Dr. Amelia, thank you, ma'am. And I'm just saying this is my thoughts because obviously there needs to be some deep counseling going on. Need some deep counseling going on. For rich or for poor, in sickness and in health, as long as you both shall live. Sickness. We have to talk about sickness. Some people say they can't handle sickness when it comes to another person.
Well, you don't need to get married because obviously you don't either love them enough or you don't care enough.
Nurturer. You need to be a nurturer.
Right. You're not a nurturer. Right.
Yes, you're not. You're right, Dr. Amelia. Deep counseling. You need to get deep counseling. That's why if you do it up front and you talk about all the issues that I know Dr. Amelia and Danny talks about, you know when you get to this crossroad, I need to pick up the phone. I need to talk to somebody. I need to make an appointment real quick. Because Keisha looking good across that cubicle over there. You need to find you a brother and let's talk about this thing. For poor, for richer, for poor, in health, as long as you both shall live. There was a study that I read, and we about to get out of here. There was a study that I read during the pandemic. and they said that divorce rate jumped 42%. Let me read this right: 42% during the pandemic, because couples found out that they really couldn't live together because they got stuck in the house for months and couldn't stand each other. 42% divorce rate went. That's high because you found, because if you think about it, if you come up in a working class family, you know, most time both of you leaving at the same time in the morning, around the same time, so you're not around each other for about 8 to 9, sometimes 10 hours a day. And by the time you meet, it's time to bath, eat together, and go to bed, and wake up and do it all again tomorrow. Now you might have your weekends, and if you're a weekend man, if you want a man who like cut grass, you're gonna cut grass on Saturday, you're gonna clean the garage out, you're gonna watch the game, you're gonna do different stuff, and she's gonna be doing her thing. And then Sunday we're gonna be going to church, and you know, probably gonna hang out with family and go out to eat or whatever you do on Sunday. Then you do it all over month. You don't spend a lot of time together if both of you got full-time jobs.
Right.
You miss each other in the wind, but we got stuck in this under the same roof with one another and found out, ooh, I can't believe I married him. I'm saying, I can't believe it. For better, for worse, your health, your sickness, and a lot of times because of the sickness part of it. Now, I'm definitely not getting married to someone who need a caretaker. Not up front, Bernie. Ain't nobody saying that. I refuse to be a hospital wife after you have given your best years of foolishness. I understand. We're not talking about that. Demetrius, so glad to have you. Bernie, that's
out the backyard, but with that one.
Exactly. Bernie, I didn't know you was on here. You just popped on here. You jumped out the bushes on us. But again, we're not talking about that. You have a choice. Now I've known some people who were into that, and they loved it enough. They was already in a wheelchair. They met them, that type thing, and they did that. Everybody's not built for that. I'm not built for that either. Real talk. I'm on the go too much. I'm gonna feel like I missed something. So I'm not built for that. But that's to each his own when it comes to that kind of stuff.
You know what? We ain't going there tonight. I promise we ain't.
Y'all know I had to clown. We knew you were gonna clown about that. And we condolences to you, Bernie, and those of you at the Pursuit of God Church. We've already announced the homegoing celebration. Motive. Make sure your motive is right. These are just some notes before I get out of here. We're gonna pick this up Thursday. We have guests coming on Thursday. But again, make sure your motive is right when it comes to marriage. Your motive can't be things. Things come and things go. I ain't wishing that things go on you, but things come and things go.
I think that a lot of materialistic people, that's what happens to them. They're so intrigued and fascinated with the lifestyle versus the purpose, the plan, and the vision.
I like that. Purpose, plan, and vision. Put that down. Okay. I like that. Exactly. And by no means, don't nobody read too much into her statement. Nobody's telling you to date and get engaged nor marry a broke person. Nobody's saying that. But we are saying what, V. Walker?
Marry for all the right reasons versus the wrong. Don't marry for materialistic things. Don't marry for the lifestyle and the image of marriage. Marry for purpose, a plan, and a vision.
Absolutely. Purpose, plan, and a vision. Irene, that's why you've been a co-host on here before, because you really teaching. Don't start nothing you can't keep up. Exactly. That's across the board. And that's one of the things I did on one of my platforms when I was doing that to singles. Don't get married if you this. Love bombing. I ain't heard that in a long time, Irene. You don't enough know about that. Love bombing. But if you're not big on sex, you don't need to get married. If you're one of them who think, and I ran across these people, not a lot of them, that think sex is only for babies, to have babies. And once you're through having babies or can't have babies, you know, sex is not a big thing for you. You probably don't need to get married. Or you really, really need to talk to your spouse. Hopefully this is a woman I'm talking about that may go through menopause and go through that time of the year where y'all don't care much about sex. If sex is an issue with you, you probably don't need to get married. If you have a father and your dad don't like him, you might want to run. Oh, okay. Let me tell you what my thoughts on that, Jessica, and I agree with it. When I don't like to use the word judging, when vetting, can I use vetting, V Walker? When vetting the other person, especially women, watch how he treats his mother, his sister, his aunts, the women around him, his baby mama. Watch how he treats her. That's very important. We've talked about that before on this platform. Watch how he treats her. Same thing, brethren. Like Jessica saying, how does she treat her father? How does she treat her dad? You know, and I had that at the top of my notes. We got so far down, I didn't want to jump into this here. It's important to know who taught them. I want to be a wife. Who taught you to be a wife? Who taught you to be a husband? Your grandmama wasn't married, couldn't keep a man. Your mama barely kept a man. She kept different men around you. Now you want to be a wife.
Ooh, child, don't talk about it because it's so true. It's so true.
Am I saying some people
off the key?
Yes. Am I saying some people don't slip through the cracks? Some people do slip through the cracks and do good in marriage. They do. But most don't. Most don't. They
especially a man. If a man has seen his dad or his mom in broken relationships and broken marriages, they are not gonna be. It's gonna be hard for them to be a good husband.
It is, because most of us emulate what we saw.
Exactly.
What we saw, not necessarily what they said to us, because they said a lot of things to us that was right, but they did just the opposite. See, when we saw them do the opposite of what they told us, it didn't mean nothing what they said.
Hey, do what I say and not as I do.
That was the generation we grew up in. But we saw you do just the opposite of that. You done had more men around them than they done had shoes. I'm just saying, just because you can keep a man doesn't mean you're a good wife. Exactly. Please clarify that a lot of people are stuck in toxic relationships. Yes, they're stuck because a lot of you see, all y'all getting in my notes. A lot of people are married. I had the percentage. I don't want to throw the percentage around, but it's higher than I thought it was. A lot of people are married, staying married for convenience.
Yes.
For convenience. Yes. Yeah. Because a lot of, sometimes it's women, most times it's women in my opinion, but me, I can't afford this lifestyle that he's given me without his paycheck, and vice versa. So I put up with his cheating. I put up with him cussing me out. I put up with certain things. Where after all, he was drunk. Don't y'all let him get away with that. Don't let him get away with that because he was drunk. But again, they do it for convenience, Bernie. You know that. You know they do it for convenience. Man, please. I almost said something. I'm leave alone. But again, make sure your motives are right. Who taught you to be a wife? Who taught you to be a husband? You can't always get if you have a God-fearing mother, father, and they've lived it. I'm not talking about perfect. And see, that's one of the things. My generation, the ones on top of me, and maybe some of those up under me. That's one of the parts they had down pat. Like I said earlier about grandma, she was sticking with the family. She knew Big Daddy was cheating when he was cheating, but Big Daddy never took his money to them. Not much of it, and he always took care of his family. And I'm not saying it's okay to do that. Whatever worked for them, but also they understood the vows that they took before God, and some of them didn't even have a license. They got married by some country preacher back in the cotton field, but they stuck together. I just said some Dr. Mill.
What is that? Talking about trial and error. What's trial and error?
I think she's talking about relationship. Irene, clarify that. Dr. Mayo, so glad to have you on tonight. We're about to go off. We've been talking about the marriage, the wedding vows. You would have been a real good guest tonight to hang out with us, and our prayers go up for you and the Pursuit of God family. We've already given the information about the celebration on Friday. But again, make sure that your yay is yay and your nay is nay. That's all I'm saying. Don't be in a hurry to take him or her around your family until you know they're the one. Especially around your children. Don't do it. marriage.
She said trial and error. Marriage should not be trial and error.
Well, it may not be trial and error, but if both of you, you're trying to work. See, what you do in marriage is you bringing two different people coming from different backgrounds, different upbringing, different whatever. From the beginning, it's going to be trial and error. I think that's what she's saying. I'm not trying to put words in her mouth. It may start off like that. Even both of you grew up in the church and you know your Bible and your parents were good parents, they still have different rules and different guidelines that he or she gonna probably try to stick to in their marriage. Does that clarify that a little more for you, V. Walker? No. Okay. What don't you understand?
I mean, why is trial and error in the marriage? How does trial and error relate to that?
What does she say? Well, it is because we gonna make mistakes.
Big or small.
She said they're gonna make mistakes.
Yeah.
Everybody, go ahead.
Trial and error kind of like, let's try this, and if it don't work, we made an error. No.
Nobody talking about quitting. I don't think she's talking about quitting there.
I hope not.
Okay, because I could use a bunch of examples. Irene, you got to clarify, absolutely, Dr. King, you can't trust everybody. So again, ain't nobody going to be, well, somebody may trip over your spaghetti don't taste like my mama's spaghetti. Hopefully not, because I'm not your mama. But I can kind of see that it's big. It's big for a man and a woman to live together sometime. Don't quit.
She's saying don't quit, but I get it. Don't quit, but okay.
Every day ain't gonna be sunny. I'm sorry. Every day gonna be sunny.
Every day is not gonna be sunny.
It's gonna be some clouds, some rain, some snow, some sleet. It's gonna be all that sometime. Right. But it shouldn't be more of that than it is happy days.
Absolutely.
You know, so my good days outweigh my bad days, so I won't complain. Okay, right. But forgive always. Forgiving is a part of the love piece. See, if you love me, you're gonna forgive me. Well, I just can't. See, let me hear my little statement. Some of you agree. I just can't forgive him. He cheated on me. See, I'm not gonna stay right there. I promise you can stay right there. We can come up. The cheaters can come up with. I stuck myself in the same category as cheaters. But anyway, cheaters can come up with the same excuse with you. That's all you do is spend our money. That's why we can't get a bigger house, because all you do, I just can't put up with that. You spending our money. I'm out of here. Gone say it's not the same thing. Captain Allen, so glad to have you. Give my love to my friend Apostle. If you love me, you will forgive me. Absolutely. For whatever. That's the God kind of love. And by no means am I justifying anybody out here cheating. Don't y'all try to put that label on me. That's not what I'm saying. But I really I have talked to cheaters before. And I've talked to those people who have forgiven them. And once because I used to be dogmatic too. But in my 46, almost 47 years of ministry, I've never advised anybody to get a divorce. If you go into a marriage, and I'm out of here. I'm letting V. Walker take us out of here. If you go into a marriage with the intention that, okay, yeah, I don't mind doing this. I'm going to marry her. I love him, blah, blah, blah. If you go in saying, but if it don't work, I can always leave. You already done cursed the marriage with that attitude. If you're not going in with the attitude, Deborah, I saw you on this other channel. So glad to have you on this channel here. If you go in telling all these lies before God and witnesses that you're gonna stick and stay, and then you go in with the attitude that if it don't work, always have a way out. They something else, ain't they? Ain't they something else, Dr. Cole? Dr. Cole. Yeah. Love don't change. The love does grow, Irene. It does grow, and that could be a type of change. Let me do this, and let me recommend. I haven't recommended in a few weeks. Glad to have Dr. Amelia Cole and her wife, her husband. Excuse me, dang, Danny. She stuck it out the show tonight. I know the topic was intriguing for her. Let me recommend their book, The Pursuit of Passion. When we went to the signing of this book, we definitely want to recommend this book, The Pursuit of Passion: How many years has it been now, Dr. Cole? Many times I done heard you say it. I don't want to throw the wrong number out there. But again, they went through hell and high water from the beginning. But they stuck and they stayed. Is it 34 years? Help me out, Dr. Cole. But this book, you can get it on Amazon. You can go on Amazon and get this book. Get this book. You want to get this book, all the platforms. You want to put this in your library. Somebody already trying to get this one, and I'm almost through with 39. Oh my God, April 5th. 39 years. One person.
Right.
Tell God thank you. Anyway, but you have to hear their testimony. You have to hear that for yourself.
But she was, I don't remember.
Yeah. I remember one invited her, and they would definitely be back. And awesome couple. And we have some other awesome couples on here that has been on here before. We were so glad to see all of you come on tonight. It's been an awesome time tonight, and we're gonna revisit this on Thursday night, I'm sure. So we definitely want to see you back. Okay, any closing remarks, any question on this? Think long and hard before you get married. If he or she tell their family everything and they're always in y'all business. See, there you go. You're preaching. See, you already preaching my stuff. That's something I said during the counseling, and I almost always, unless I forget, say it during the marriage ceremony. You know I'm gonna have my little 2 cents because I like to talk. That way I have the mother, father, grandmama, I had them cousins. I got them well wishers, I had them haters in the same room. I say the best thing you can, the number 2 best thing you can do for this couple is to pray for them. Number 2, stay out of their business. Stay out of their business. You don't live with him. Well, that's my sister. We ride or that. You don't know how your sister really treats a man. That's my brother. I ain't gonna let no woman. You don't even know how big a fool your brother really is. You ain't lived with him like that, and you sure ain't having sex. Well, hopefully not having sex with them. Keep him out your business. Your girl too. Yeah, keep him out your business. Shoot, man, y'all better come on. Any other questions about the vows? The way I could have picked a lot of them. I could have went a whole bunch of ways, but do it for life. Do it for life. All sin is forgivable. Am I saying that all sins you have to stay with them? No. Now I have recommended separation, but I never recommended divorce because that's not my place to do that. I don't believe in it, and I don't recommend it. I recommend separations, definitely. Separation with getting counsel. Okay. In-laws, outlaws, and disgruntled others. Keep them out of your business. Absolutely, Dr. Cole. Keep them out of your business. Girl, just because they say they for you don't mean they for you. And sometimes y'all tell them so much and then you get surprised when he done slept with your sister. You done told her everything. She already knows the ins and outs. She know what he like or don't like because you done told her. Told her. Okay, come on, V. Walker. Get me out this hole I'm in.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Ken.
You're welcome.
For the wonderful breakdown of the wedding vows. I really enjoyed that myself. I think that it is a great tool and great counseling tool for people who are interested in planning to be married. If you understand the wedding vows the way that you just broke them down tonight, I think it will be a less percentage of divorces than we've ever seen before. So those wedding vows are very important to understand. They're very important for the coach or the mentor or the counselor to break down and explain to the people. I do think that people should have more than 4 hours or 8 hours of coaching and counseling when it comes to marriage, because you do need to get into the details of one another's personalities and characteristics, and just the way each other thinks that you may have not been able to tap into in the dating phase. But yeah, I really enjoyed the show tonight, and I hope that the audience did as well.
Mm-hmm.
We will talk about it again. I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight on this Tuesday, March the 18th. We will see you guys on Thursday, on March the 20th, and we will have a special guest on the show on Thursday. It will be open forum, so we will definitely have more Q&A. So if nothing else, thank you guys for joining us. Don't forget to like, share, refer, and follow Dr. Ken and Be Applying Pressure on Facebook and Instagram. Send us some stars.
Yes, send some stars. Absolutely.
An act of love will be very much appreciated. Thank you guys, and see you Thursday.
Okay, and again, thank you for everyone who stayed on from the beginning to the end. Don't forget the pursuit of passion. You want to get this book. Every couple needs this book. Matter of fact, singles, y'all need this book. See you all then. Thank you, Irene. You want to get this book? Irene, call me tomorrow. I'm gonna sew one of these books into your life. I know you still a newlywed. I want to sew one of these into your life. Call me tomorrow. Remind me to get you one of these to you and your husband. I want to sew this into your life. But again, thank you guys. Daryl Griffin, so glad to have you, sir. We're about to go off. And Angelica, so glad to have you on these other platforms. Once we go off, you can go back and listen to this here. But y'all have an awesome week. Don't forget the homegoing celebration for my brother and friend, Apostle Pastor Ricky Floyd, the ambassador himself, will be Friday, 11 o'clock at the Great Money Church right there on Austin P at 11 o'clock. So again, we're going to be praying for that church and that family. Thank you again, Jessica, for all the stars that you keep sending. Thank you so much for joining V Walker. Always a plum pleasing pleasure to hang out with you. Y'all have a good Wednesday, hump day tomorrow. Do something good for somebody else. Pay for somebody else's meal when you're at the drive-thru. Tell them I got theirs in front or whatever. Do something nice for somebody. It ain't about them. It's about the return that you'll get for doing that for somebody else. Again, y'all have an awesome night. YouTube, so glad to have you on tonight. God bless you. Have a good night. We see y'all Thursday, 7 p.m. right here with Life Coach for Life, Dr. Ken and V Walker. God bless.